Basically, I've been to loads of schools. I was never really on the bottom, so I didn't get any extra help, but I wasn't near the top, so it's kind of the place where you're ignored.
Going back to our discussion about worker bees and stuff, you get it in termites as well.
I got better as it went on. Is that where if you kill one, it makes the entire place go apeshit?
Yeah.
That scares me. I just needed somewhere to go where I could do what I wanted to do.
It holds 1,000 ml, it holds a litre.
She's a very particular sort of person, and I was looking for something that was a really good match for her. She's got what I call quite a quirky intelligence. She's a very bright girl, and yet she's not particularly into very regimented study.
He was really, really unhappy. He was feeling isolated, very, very depressed, and he was sitting some GCSEs early, and he became unable to do the exams. We didn't really know what to do. All we knew that he had to get out of that system because it was really damaging his mental health, his self-esteem.
I remember once being told by my economics teacher when I was doing an AS class that literally everything I said didn't matter and no one cared about it. So that was kind of my experience in school.
They're not used to having an academically able student with additional needs.
So I haven't really seen these. I've only seen them on your website, so I haven't really seen them in the magazine before. It's a very difficult time of life, I think, being a teenager. And lots of kids, I think, when they change schools to go to secondary school, they have a very difficult time. Often it's the most sensitive kids and the ones not quite so extrovert, not quite so resilient, not quite so out there.
All of it?
Yeah.
The learning here isn't in a classroom setting, it's a much more informal arrangement, but nevertheless lots of learning takes place. What I want to do this morning is get you all up to speed on your personal statements, because you can put a child in a learning environment, but if the child doesn't want to engage in the learning won't necessarily take place. So there's some ideas that you can have. It's just a brainstorm.
Students can timetable me in if they want a session with me. Sometimes I have to go around and give them little reminders that maths is one of their objectives.
I thought, because we've been working with volume, that we could do some more work.
It's on a smaller scale, which means that you have a lot better relationship with each student and you have a lot more time to spend with each student, and you can go at their pace. And you can be a lot more flexible and spontaneous.
So, usual questions.
He's a great self-starter, so he doesn't really need anyone telling him what to learn, when to learn it.
If you're thinking about last week and how that went in terms of the exams.
I generally try to start off with something slightly lighter than things, and the subjects I consider more easier, so physics instead of biology. Well, it depends which exam. I generally found the chemistry slightly easier than the biology, or maths instead of Mandarin.
On Friday we have a meeting about it, and then we talk about it, and then we say what we're going to do, like in our learning groups and stuff like that, and then we have the big meeting with everybody else, which is for timetabling and stuff like that. We have a to-do list on our phone that we have, because it's easier because we look at our phone more often than we would look at our timetables.
I've since worked with the same art director on the next 2 issues of this same magazine. A lot of the tutors would ask me a lot of questions which I hadn't really thought about when it came to drawing and art, and I didn't even know what illustration was then. I knew what art was, and I knew that I liked drawing, and I think they would sort of challenge me of what I liked about it, and why I didn't like some things, why I did like others.
It's kind of quite dark, and it's kind of a little bit on the violent side.
Yeah.
Isn't it really, would you say?
So how much did we use doing that, roughly? At the end of each session, we record what they've done. They have an electronic record sheet, so the other teachers can go and look at it, the students can look at it at any time. And in the learning groups on Friday, for instance, if Gillian's running a learning group, she can go and have a look at what they've been doing in maths and kind of remind them what they've been doing and ask them what they want to do next, and sort of give them a little bit of a reminder before they plan the next week.
Does anybody have anything to say? Ian?
Just wanted to thank the people yesterday. Thorpe Park, they were just great. Everybody behaved really well. It was a really great day. And we have rules created by the community. They're very important to work on them. I mean, the underpinning of the rules is about respect. Respect yourself, respect other people, respect the building, respect the neighbourhood, respect the environment. You know, it doesn't always run smoothly. But that's good. It means we have to grapple with often some moral issues. People do sometimes ask about resources because we're small, 19 students. But I actually tend to respond by saying we've actually got better resources than any of the existing schools. We are walking distance from the Jubilee Library. We can go walk down to the beach and play beach volleyball. We play football in the youth centre. We've got a gym indoors. We've got a dance studio. We have artists downstairs. We have a theatre company that we work with. And of course we bring in lots of resources.
Make sure you're doing the right beat for the chorus. And then
Chorus is 16 or 8? 16.
I think the resources this college offers are fantastic. Cleo's music is really well resourced. They have some excellent computer equipment, and the people that come here to mentor and encourage and help the children reach their aims and goals, they love coming here. And I think that in itself is such a valuable resource. I think, the place is as good as its people.
We'll be cooking today, and it's summer cake. A cake.
I love summer cake! How to sing video games. Most kids who come here have been bullied, and it's nice to come to an environment where you know that no one's going to be mean to you. You know you're not going to be judged because everyone else knows how it feels to be judged and stuff like that.
It gives her that safe sense of being in a very small community of people who really care about what's going on for her and her learning.
Here, you take it over here and play a video game.
What was yours? 7 times 6. So you find 6, find 7.
Some of the older students in the community do help the younger students. So for instance, Sam, he will occasionally, sidle up to someone who's doing some maths and give them a little bit of help.
Oh, you're already winning.
So what we want to do is make the background the same size as the room. So we've got a room. I like the idea of booking things. I like the idea that there's teachers that can help you one-on-one. And I like just how you're free and everyone's treated as a community and not just some sort of kind of number.
It's outside of it.
Right, okay, yeah. It's great actually having the help to do what you want to do in the future.
They get the idea that they're in control of their lives.
I think when we went to have the interview for Art College, that was when it kind of came across to me, because the guy who interviewed us said, I can see you've been in charge of your learning. That sets you up really well to come to Art College.
She's motivated, and her self-esteem and her self-confidence has just gone through the roof since she arrived here.
In the last 13 years, every single one of our 16-year-olds has gone on to college, and others going on to university and succeeding in those ways, because again we look to prepare people to be able to think for themselves, organise themselves, deal with that kind of world, as well as the world of work, the world of education.
By providing a supportive environment, and it's allowed me to discover or resurrect, the interests I once had, and allow myself a more stable environment, and thus resulting in a more stable personality.
In January, he managed to get 2 A stars at GCSE, and he's on course for getting 6 more. So, it's a great tribute, really, to the Self-Managed Learning College that they have been able to turn around the situation, and he is set to fulfil his academic potential.
I don't want to say it. Because it sounds cheesy? Yeah. I know what you're going to say then. Kind of like a family. It sounds really cheesy.